Okay, a quick summary of this. Maxwell 1861, Propagation of Light as a Wave, foundational document of physics. In order for that to apply, Maxwell has made an assumption that the ether exists and it's mechanistic. And he's put a placeholder system in place of idler gears, which he knows isn't right, but it works in terms of the transforms that he's trying to show, to demonstrate how light propagates as a wave. And so it's a mechanistic system is the point, and there's an ether, that's the point. It's a mechanistic ether, that's the point. The propagation of light is that's the medium through which light propagates. Now, science says space-time is curved. Space-time mathematics has a mathematical curvature in it. Well, fucking brilliant. It's a mathematical space, right? Obviously it's not real, is it? It's not a real space-time. It's just a coordinate system from Einstein. It doesn't exist as a real thing. It describes a real thing, and that real thing is 1885 dilatancy. It's a property of solids, where if you have a bag full of shot, for example, a rubber bag full of shot, and you fill it with water, if you mix that into a shape, you twist the top up, and it will go hard. The rubber bag in which the shot is will go hard because of the property of dilatancy, which is this. If any single tiny disturbance at all in any part of that mechanism inside of the shot must result in an increase in volume. It must, in order for the space for the motion to take place. Even if that motion is a vibration, if one mass inside there was vibrated, that has resulted in an increase in volume, and therefore the bag has gone hard because there's no volume, there is no boundary, it can't increase because it's negative. Yeah? It's negative volume. It's a vacuum energy space 0 point energy. 1861, for fuck's sake, Maxwell. And so 1885, Reynolds does his presentation to the Philosophical Society, and there's an excellent link from the Wikipedia page on the article in the Philosophical Science magazine. We need to bring philosophy back to science pretty fast, if you ask me. And in this, Reynolds says this is Maxwell's mechanistic system. Yeah, it's not about idler gears and wheels. It's a form of kinetic elasticity that does the same function. Yeah, it's a sheet, a vial, sheets of boundaries within the ether of these spheres, rigid bodies, in the form of dilatancy. So 1885, we got Maxwell, Reynolds. And then 1903, Reynolds again, Submechanics of the Universe, where he's done all the maths. So in 1885 he says, bloody hell, there's a lot of maths to do here. But nonetheless, this system is so perfect and answers all the questions, it encompasses all the fundamental properties of matter. Therefore, we should assume it's right and start acting on it. Nothing seems to have happened, apart from Reynolds gets down to work, as Professor Reynolds gets down to work, and writes his 1903 tome, which has got all the answers in it. Yeah? It's got all the numbers and has the proving the ether exists and how it works as a system. Yeah. Now, 1906, Victor Lewe comes along. He's a new character, classified nuclear physics, because this is the stuff that's inside the grains. So the grains of energy, the grains of kinetic elasticity, which are described by Reynolds as the sheets, are described, how they are formed is now described by Victor Lewe using vector calculus. And the idea of it's about the vis viva and the living force. That's what he talks about. The Lebenskraft is what he talks about in his 1906 dissertation. This is actually life in water that they've discovered. So in 1906, Victor Lewe comes along and he's describing the how, the twist. So when you look at Lewe's work, you see that it's the yin-yang standing wave stuff, the twist of the top and the bottom in different directions, causing the -1 tick at the centre, the 4:2 to -1 twist ratio stuff. So this is all Lewe 1906. Yeah, right, absolutely proven. But this is classified nuclear physics. This is why it's classified. And so they gave us instead 1915 gatekeeper documents, Einstein's relativity, general relativity, and then Lewe's engineering dissertation and his entries in the handbook, Eisen and Betten. So there's a link now from his 1906 work into 1915, which is just about concrete engineering, and into the concrete, iron and steel, iron and concrete magazine, articles. Okay, and then in the articles we introduce the idea of the graphic system, and he introduces he can adapt the graph system and the coefficient tables now in that document in 1915 in order to gatekeep his 1906 physics. And so the two gatekeeper documents, Einstein and Lewe, are in place 1915. So 1993, the Portland Cement Association, domel&gogate circular concrete tanks without pre-stressing, proves that says there's no, it doesn't tell you what the theory is. The theory is 1906 Victor Lewe. So suddenly, what? So reinforced concrete and the ether are the same thing. What? What, this crystalline structure which you're describing in motion as kinetic elasticity is actually frozen, solid, parasitically to the momentum of the planet in concrete? What? Yes, this is the shit that has opened the door. That I've opened the door to. Yeah? Amazing. Yeah? So let's go back now. And Reynolds 1903, Lewe, informed by Lewe 1906 and 1915. We'll bring those details. That's all we need. There's the foundation of physics. You just have to know your history and find the secret stuff. Yeah. Maxwell, Reynolds, Lewe, PCA 93. Yeah. The Earth is the center of the universe. QED. Pirates to the bridge. Now, is that, geezer, is that a step on? See you later.